Okay, so we're going to record this. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. This is Jamboard, and this right here. And Jamboard is part of the Google Suite. So this time what I did was I made a slide deck with instructions because it is different from Google Slides, but it's very similar. So I made a slide deck just as a resource for you. We're going to go through the slide deck quickly, and then we're just going to jump onto a Jamboard. This is not going to be a super long training because Jamboard is really intuitive, really self-explanatory. If you've used Padlet or you have used Google Slides, this won't be that difficult. So the presentation, you're going to need this link because that's how you're going to get this presentation. Also, the last slide has 3 links in it that you're going to want. The very first one is what we're going to do together to have fun. And the other 2, one is a link to a slide deck that a Google trainer put in our blog, and I happened to get it. And it is a slide deck, I don't know, 90 slides of different ways you can use Jamboard. So I just thought that was great because it would just give you so many more ideas than I can possibly give you. And then the second link is for a folder in my Google Drive that are they're instructional Jamboard templates that I got off of Matt Miller's website. And if you don't know who Matt Miller is, you should look him up. He's the guy who wrote that book, Ditch That Textbook, or Ditch That Homework. He's got a lot of different ditch that things, just, you know, for the innovative mindset. So he has a ton of templates for a lot of different things. I really, really like his Jamboard templates too. So without further ado, we'll get started here. So we have to start with the why. Why Jamboard? Jamboard, it makes your instruction interactive, so you can do formative assessment, you know, quick thumbs up, thumbs down, a quick question, an image where kids are posting little post-it notes because that's what Jamboard looks like. You can also write on it. There's a laser pointer. So there are a lot of different ways to use Jamboard, but it really does help make that instructional piece interactive, and it helps you gauge where students are at. So this is what the home screen looks like. And again, this is a resource for you to go back to. So there's a search. You can search by keynotes. Then you have your filters once you click on it. So how do you get to Jamboard? It's just like Google Classroom, Google Drive. You open a new tab, you go to the waffle, and Jamboard will be there, and I'll show you that. But this is basic tools. It isn't super fancy. It is what it is. It's a whiteboard, basically. Once you're on the home screen, you'll have all these jams that looks like this. And then you can go to a jam. Just remember that 3 dots is an additional menu, the 3 lines. So the 3 dots we call scoops. The 3 lines we call hot dog. Some people call hamburger. Those are all additional menu items for you. And these can all be downloaded as PDFs, uploaded later for studying or whatever. So working with Jamboard, so how do you interact and work with it, and what can you expect your students to be able to do? So this is a quick GIF that I made of renaming a jam. So basically, just like any other Google product, you just click up here where it says Untitled, and you just create the name of the jam. This is your main toolbar. It's on the left side. There's a pen tool. There are different colors, eraser, a mouse tool. That's so that you can move images or little post-its around. You would click the mouse tool or the cursor tool. You can insert sticky notes, different colors that can be colored. You can insert images and GIFs, which you will see. You can now insert shapes. That's relatively new. And you can fill them with different colors. So if you want to have red dots and black dots and make a chess board, you could do that and show someone how to play chess or checkers. You can insert text box, and now they've added to the text box a title, subtitle, normal text, and caption, which is nice. and then you have your laser pointer. And I'll be showing you all of this when we get to it, but I just wanted to give you up front. So it does have the undo redo button, and you can zoom in. This is sort of new. About a year and a half ago, they came out with different patterns of your background. So you can make a dot background, you can make lined paper, you can make graph paper, you can make graph paper with a grayish background. I know a lot of our students with special needs, especially our students with autism, it's nice to have a black background, and then you can write in white. It helps with their learning. And then you can clear the entire frame. So if you don't like your background, you can create a background in Google Drawings, download it as an image, usually a PNG, and you can upload that, and that can be your background. So what's nice, one of the nice things about Jamboard is it scrolls. So you can have a board, maybe you're showing how to work out a math problem. You can click to the right and do like step by step of how to solve a math problem. You can have multiple, you can delete one of them. Kids can all be working on the same one. There's my key. And then you can share your Jamboards just like any other Google product. They're really easy to upload to your Google Classroom if you want to have it ready to go for an assignment. And then here are all the options from the 3 dots that you have for you once you create one. Now, open on Jamboard. This gets confusing. So Jamboard is also a bigger product. It is like a whiteboard, and the schools have to purchase it though. What's kind of nice is you can then take your Jamboard and open it up onto your whiteboard, and it becomes an interactive whiteboard, which we can't really use right now anyway. But this is something that, down the road, as they add more options for Jamboard, it's something we might want to consider in the back of our minds of raising funds for, something like that, if you guys really like this. I know K2 really, really likes having the interactive Jamboard, but it's a lot like the Mimeo, so I don't know if it'll be easy to sell. And then finally, if you ever get stuck, this is your help center for Jamboard. Just like in the other Google Suite apps, you can click on the question mark, or you can type something in, and the FAQs will come up, or you can ask somebody. So I'm now going to go to the last slide and hit escape. Oh, I didn't realize this is covering my phone number. Let me move that. There you go. Bye, babe. Okay, on this last slide at the very bottom, if you need to see what's in the speaker notes, that's usually where I put the links. There are 3 dots right here. I know it's hard to see what you guys are looking at, but if you just find yourself in the middle and you put wait till the little hand shows up, the very first thing that we're going to do is click on the first link. It's called Your Turn. So click on that and click on the What the Tech Tuesday Jamboard. So this is you can put a phenomena up here. I know they have time-lapse jiffies. The one that I usually reference is the sunflower, how the sunflower follows the sun, and then it goes back, and then you can just have students explain. Kindergartners learn push and pull. You could put a GIF of something being pushed, something being pulled, and have the kids just put Post-it notes up to explain it. So right here, let me get my little yellow circle coming while it's generating my circle. Right here, here's the menu. So to create a Post-it, it's the little square under the mouse icon, or the arrow icon. So if you click here, and if you guys are on this, are you guys on this yet? Oh, I need to do that.
Hey, Ronnie, you might want to go over again really quick how we can get to where you want us to be.
Okay, so back here, when I was on the last slide, At the very bottom in the speaker notes are 3 links. The first link I want you to click on is the one called Your Turn. I'm trying to get this to go away. There it is. So if you click on Your Turn, this will come up with the Tech Tuesday. And if you don't know the link for the slide presentation, let me put it in the chat.
I just did.
Oh, you did? Thanks.
Because I just noticed that it looks like I'm the only one that's actually on that.
Yep.
For the year
Patricia is now. Patricia and Alexis are now there with us.
All right, good.
So right over here is where your sticky note is. So when you click on that, you can pick the color you want, and you can type whatever you want it to say. So explain this. And then you click save, and then cancel will get you out of it. If you want to make it bigger, you can make it bigger. You can move them around. And then notice on the sticky note, there are 3 dots. So you can do other things with your sticky notes. So go ahead and just play around with the Post-its for right now, the sticky notes.
It says it's view only.
Oh, it is? What is this?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I guess when I grabbed the link, I didn't pay it. It must be, maybe that's the default. Usually it's edit. Okay. You guys should be able to do something now. If you refresh, sorry about that.
I was looking for the toolbar. I was like, there's no toolbar here.
I'm just looking at this. So do you guys have the toolbar now?
Yeah.
You can unmute yourselves. You're just a small group. Ah. Alexis, hello there. Cute dog. That is a corgi. My favorite dog. I have one. Looks just like that. So you'll notice that they start stacking on top of each other, so you just have to move it down. Yeah, there you go. Somebody has a roach problem. So basically these dogs have really, really short legs. And so the dog is probably running, but because the legs are so short, it just looks like a, and then they fast forwarded the video. So over here on the left, I could insert another image if I wanted to add my own image to it. So I could do like a Google image search and insert an image. So the kids can do all kinds of stuff. You can ask them to find, oops, I didn't mean to do that, to find an image of anything, any topic, and they can add an image. So if you guys want to go to the image and add something, go ahead. Underneath that is where you can add different shapes. So these are, you have 8 different shapes. And then you can build, right? So you could take the square and put this little topper thing on top and make something different if you're trying to make a house or something. Or ice cream cone. You can make circles in the ice cream cone. And then this is your text box. So right here, when you do your text, these are your different, oh, they added display. That's nice. Oh, what a cute puppy. That looks like a golden retriever. That's cute. So these are your different kinds of text. And then here's where you can change the color of your text. And then here's where you can, in your text box, align it left, right, or in the center. Short leg dogs. That's what she used to look like. She was so cute. And then finally your laser. So if I wanted to draw attention, I could go like this and it disappears. So you could say, okay, everyone, what do you think this means? And you could do it again. So the laser pointer is kind of cool too. Now at the top, I've made 3. So you can see it's 1 of 3 at the top. So I made 3. So if you want to arrow over to the next one, this is a good science one also, going along with like just getting kids to ask good questions. So I had talked about the QFT a couple times ago. In NGSS, one of the things we like to do is have kids write down what they notice and what they wonder after they look at something or after they learn something or just experience a phenomenon. So you could definitely do that on something like this where they're putting Post-it notes or stickies for what they notice and what they wonder. And then you could take those and turn them into questions. So it's another way of helping students, you know, with that inquiry piece that's so prevalent in PBL and STEAM. So if you guys want to do a Post-it here, you can. So we'll put the wonder, oh, whoops, over there. There you go. Yeah, windy background. Wow. Who was noticing that? Someone's like right on top of being really a good detective, a good scientist is what we say usually. You notice the bees look almost fuzzy, hairy up close. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. That's a good picture. See, this is, I mean, and the kids love stuff like this. Okay, not to rush you guys, but I'm going to go to the 3rd whiteboard or Jamboard. What do you think of Jamboard? Now, what I did was I made a bunch of circles and stacked them. And then the kids can just grab them and, you know, your questions. It could be an SEL question. Again, it could be an exit slip question, something like that for your formative assessment. And then I'm going to add one more whiteboard or Jamboard. I got to start calling it Jamboard. And here I want to demonstrate the pen. So the pen does have different colors, different thicknesses. This is a highlighter, a paintbrush, a marker, and then just a regular pen. So if I wanted to, I could pick red, and I could. It's not that bad for writing. So I could put 3 times 5 equals X if you were maybe introducing algebra. And then I could put 15 divided by 3 equals X. Maybe I'm trying to teach them like fact families or something like that. You could even make a triangle. And over here, you could put the 3 and the 15 and have them fill in the 5, something like that. This is really, to me, useful when you're doing one-on-ones or really small groups, 2 kids, you're really trying, like office hours, you're really trying to support individualized instruction with a student who's struggling with something. They can write on this too. It takes them a little bit to get used to it, but if they have a mouse, it's not that difficult. And you have tons and tons of Jamboards that you can keep creating to keep going. And you can download it and give it to them in Google Classroom, give it to just them. Or, you know, just leave it there and the student can come back to it whenever, as long as, you know, they have access to it. So, do you guys have any questions? Nope, no questions? Okay, so now I need to make this smaller so I can get here. All right, so now these two links that I gave you, this is the one from the trainer blog, and it's pretty amazing. You can't make a copy of it, but once you get it, you'll have a link and you'll have to do a shortcut. Remember, when you make a shortcut in your drive, you can never delete it, so make sure it's something you want, but I can't imagine you don't want this. So this trainer pretty much went through kind of like how to use it like I did. And then she just starts giving you all kinds of examples. So this is a little video that she has. These are all the ways to use it. So here's one, good, okay, bad, SEL. What's one thing you learned this week? So, and usually the explanation is on there of how you could use it. So just go through this at your leisure whenever you want, if you're looking for ideas. And then the last one, get back here, is the folder I have of templates. So these templates, again, are from Matt Miller. And to use them, they're already created. So this is how to use it. And then, oh, looks like someone already had this one. So to use this, I would make a copy of it and retitle it. So check in. Let's go over here. Make a copy. And instead of copy of, I would just put the date. So 10/6/2020. Oops, my fingers are on the wrong keys. And then okay, and then I would put this in my Google Classroom. So all of those that are in there, they're all templates. It's just one slide. The kids would, I mean, it's just like a good reading on where they're at. I really need to make this smaller because the Zoom is covering up what I need to see. There we go. So just go through these. A lot of them are really neat. This one is super fun, 2 truths and a fib. Stop and sketch is where, you know, you're teaching and maybe you're losing them a little bit and you want to rein them back in. Just have them stop and sketch one thing that you learned right now, or your favorite thing we just learned about or talked about, or whatever. You have graffiti walls, 4 corners. They're all really good. If you want to know how to use them, right here I put a link and it goes to Matt Miller's site and he tells you how to use each one of these or different ways of using each one of them. So those are the resources. Now, if you wanted to create your own Jamboard, just starting from scratch, just to play around, you go to the waffle, and it's gonna be here somewhere. I have mine right here. Remember, these are draggable and droppable. So I pulled it right here where I can see it easily. If you don't see it, it might be down here. If you don't find it, you can go more from G Suite and then scroll way to the bottom. That's where all the apps are. And then once you click on it, it'll show up the next time and you can just move it to wherever you want it to be. So that's it for Jamboard. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And I am going to stop sharing and I'm going to stop recording.